I think we see Willis coming out.
Dotson cuts left, now fires a three. It is good, and he's fouled!
What's up, guys? We're back. Summer League Game 2 just finished a couple minutes ago. We lost to the Jazz. It was like 90, what was it, 90 to 85. But remember, Summer League is not about the, winning or losing. A lot of these guys aren't even going to be on the team, not even the Westchester Knicks or anything like that. It's about development. And what I saw today makes me even happier than what I saw yesterday. So I'm going to run through what I thought of certain players' performances today. But Knicks fans, be excited. I know we're always looking for stars and people are so excited about what's next. And if you go to Twitter, everyone's saying, let's get this, that's Kyrie, let's get... No, chill. We got a young squad. Last time we had this, we traded the whole team for Melo. Let's not make that mistake again. Let's let these guys grow and build together because we got a good group. We got a good group. You know who we're talking about first? Franky Ntilikina. I can't say enough about this kid. He got some criticism for his performance yesterday. He was a bit timid. We were hoping to see... I won't lie, I was a little disappointed, but I know a lot of fans were really angry with his performance, kind of upset that he wasn't really showing that aggressiveness that we hoped he's been working on. And he came out today, he got the message. He was grinding from the beginning, getting to the lane. He was in the post a couple times, using his size, looking like a little French Kobe out there, which I love to see. He has so much potential because of his size and his length and his basketball IQ. And it's great to see him actually put it to work because this is what we want. And this is why you see that frustration, because you know he can probably do it and you can see that he wants to work hard. So today he's coming down the lane and he's pushing hard and he's just seeing that aggressiveness. And if Frank is going to play like that this season, we're going to be in for a really good team. We're in for a really good team. Frank is the man. I'm a big Frank fan, as you know. To me, anyone who plays defense like that, I love. I love defense. I love effort. And his issue's been, we've not been seeing it on the offensive end. So here he is coming in today, balling out. That's what we want to see, that aggressiveness. You can tell from the jump, it was his mindset was there. Fizdale probably laid into him a little bit after the game, letting him know, hey man, you really got to get your spots, pick your spots in there and really start attacking. So it was great to see him actually go and do it. And also, seeing him kind of adjust his mentality from game to game is a really big plus. Some people are so down on Frank, and I'm like, this kid is still 19. He was still today, he was one of the youngest guys on the court, even with the Jazz players and the Knicks players. So, yeah, Frank's going to be good, and this is good to see. It's an encouraging sign. He shot 50% from the field. What's not to love, right? Let's just see what he can do in the next game. Moving on, yesterday's hero, Knox, had a rougher game today, but man, that athleticism, that length, that kind of shot-making ability, I'm not worried about him at all. Didn't shoot too well today, 5 for 15. Had a couple of them rim out, wasn't shooting too great, but he had a little sequence there in the second half where he came in and hit 2 threes back-to-back. And he was still aggressive. He was getting to the line. I think, 7 of 8 from the line, right? Like, if this guy's not hitting shots, he's getting to the rim. And I love that. Guys who can get players in foul trouble are super valuable. And you think of building this team out with KP, Frank as he continues to develop. Our 2019 pick that's going to come at some point. Maybe Kyrie Irving next year. There's a lot of pieces to this. And Knox being such an aggressive physical guy, getting to the rim, making sure shit happens, is great. That's exactly what we want to see. There's actually Trey hitting me up. She's sending me a video. I'm going to have her thoughts coming in. Actually, let's head to them right now.
Guys, I'm in the Caribbean and I missed the first half of the Summer League game tonight, so I missed Frank. But I did get to see Kevin Knox and Mitchell have a great game. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing from Kevin Knox. He's powerful, he's strong, he's getting to the basket. He's not always making his baskets, but he is definitely making great attempts at shooting. So I am excited to see these guys play some more, develop some more, and can't wait to get back. See you soon. Bye.
Up next, Mitchell Robinson. Today we kind of saw the downside, right? He has that raw ability, but we saw the downside of him not playing for a year and him not being kind of game fit. Tony Bradley from the Jazz was able to bully him a bit. He was able to establish position low in the post. He was able to get Mitchell batting on some pump fakes, and he was able to put, get him in foul trouble. Mitchell had 7 fouls. In the summer league, they allowed 10, so he's technically safe in the summer league sense. But Mitchell's gonna collect a lot of fouls in the league next year. He's raw, but you still see that potential, right? You could see that he still stayed active out there even when he was getting beat up a little bit. He gave up those 2-and-1s, but he didn't really. You could see a little bit his confidence dip, but he was still able to come back, still make things happen under the rim. Just that length and his ability to get the rebounds and put back dunks, and he's gonna be such a beast for us, I think, over time. Today we signed him to a 4-year contract, and that is huge because the NBA is all about value, right? Steph Curry blew up in terms of becoming like an MVP level player, but because of his ankle injury, he was locked in at an $11 million contract for I think 5 years. So now you're getting MVP level production from a guy who is only making like starter money or even bench player money. That's huge because now you can bring in bigger players, pay them more, and you're still getting that production from Curry. It's how they were able to kind of construct that roster. So Mitchell Robinson being locked in for 4 years means by year 3, we can be getting all-star level production provided, he develops properly at dirt cheap, maybe $2-3 million. I have to check the contract details. I'm not exactly sure. But that's huge. So I think that's something to keep in mind. Value of players and what we're getting. I'm all in on Mitchell. His raw potential is so off the charts. You can't help but be excited every time you see this guy play. Even on a game like today where you saw him struggle a bit more. Still up there, getting rebounds, getting blocks, staying active. So Mitchell's the man. I'm very happy about Mitchell Robinson, even if today wasn't as good as yesterday. So Damyean Dotson kind of disappointed me today. So Fizdale spoke before about giving Dotson the green light, letting him shoot. Hornacek didn't really give Damyean a lot of time at all. He spent most of his year in the G League. Didn't get a lot of opportunities, even with Tim Hardaway out for that extended period of time with the shin injury that he had. But Dotson today was like a little very passive actually. Only 3 shots. Didn't really have much of an impact. Seemed to pump fake a lot and move into the lane, then kind of not know what to do and then kick it back out. Very odd game for him, especially being one of the more mature players at 24. You want to see him kind of take it on, take on that leadership role, which he really did well in the first game. But I will say it was the second night of a back-to-back, so you never know if he's dealing with some fatigue issues. Let's see what he's like a bit later on in Summer League, but I think you want to forget about this night. Nothing much really happened for him. Didn't really seem aggressive, which is a bit weird for Dot because he's a super aggressive guy usually. But I'm cool with Dotson. I'm happy to see him be the backup 2 guard this year. Hopefully, as long as we can actually trade Courtney Lee, which needs to happen because we gotta get some youth. We gotta get rid of him because of his contract. Even though Courtney Lee was great for us last year, we need to get this youth movement going. So Dotson, disappointing night. I'm not gonna put too much stock into it. Let's see what happens next time out. Yeah, so now we're going to talk about a guy that, if you saw my video yesterday, I'm not the biggest fan of, Alonzo Trier. As I mentioned yesterday, his Instagram handle is ISOZO, not ISO Joe. Shout out to Joe Johnson. But ISOZO, and he's kind of letting you know what he wants to do on the court, right? Which is isolate, call everyone off, do his own thing, try to get to the basket. I read a comment online that I think sums it up. He plays like his girl's in the stands. And he's trying to show off. And that's exactly what it is. I don't enjoy players like that because I want to see players play team basketball. And sometimes his aggressiveness is good to see because, you want someone who's going to make things happen. But a lot of times he's getting himself in really bad situations where he has no option but to shoot or make a really bad turnover. You do like his mentality that he's attack mode all the time. But to become a player at the next level, that's not going to work. You're going to have to be a bit more cerebral about picking your spots. Knowing when to score, when to pass, and becoming a kind of more well-rounded player. He shot a ton today. What did he shot? How many jumpers did he shoot? I mean, he shot a ton today. You saw him go, what was it, 4 for 16? So, yeah, 25% is not going to cut it, especially if you're going to try to be a volume shooter like that. So, he's on a 2-way contract, so he's going to be in the G League a lot, and he needs it. I think he's going to do well in the G League in terms of, he's going to put up some buckets. But hopefully, we have a really good track record of developing guys up in Westchester. And I could see him, hopefully, halfway through the year, kind of really understanding how to use his talents well, and not just kind of, just be in attack mode all the time and, messing up team basketball because he's so focused on, scoring and getting to the rack. Now, Summer League is a weird time, right? There's no real team structure, so I can't blame him too much. Maybe he's freelancing a bit more, trying to show what he can do at this point, and maybe when he's with Westchester or even when he comes to play with the Knicks a couple times, you'll see him, be a bit more, I won't say passive, but be a bit more tactful in terms of what he does on the court. But for now, a little bit annoying to watch, right? You saw it a couple times, you see Knox was wide open or even Frank, and he's just looking them off, trying to do his own thing like he's the #1 option. So let's see what happens with Trier. He was a big scorer in college, so he has it in him. At the next level, it's a lot harder to do these things. He went up for that dunk. You saw he got rejected pretty cleanly. So let's see what he can do. Like I said, not a huge fan right now, but I do think with some development, he can be a valuable bench piece. Real, Fizdale called him Lou Williams, and I really see that 6th man of the year type vibe from him. Down the line, though, because he's going to have to learn how to pick his spots. Lou Williams, even though he'll go kind of crazy every now and then and just go ham for 20, 30 points and a half, at this point in his career, he's a lot more mature about what he does, and he knows when to do it. And that's something that Trier is going to have to develop over time. All right, all in all, honestly, positive day. Like I said, Summer League's not about winning, it's about development. And what we saw today from Frank, to me, is the most encouraging thing of them all. You can see that he can respond to criticism and come back next game and show something new. But you also saw that he has it in him. And you saw him play how he kind of played towards the end of last year. But now he's a little bit bigger, he's a little bit stronger. You can see he's a little bulkier, and he was kind of excited to throw his weight around. I was happy to see him score. I think it was twice in the post. I think he can really use that at the next level. Well, he's at the next level, but next season, I mean. Because with his size and his height, I think he's 6'6" now, he's grown a bit. He can really get that shot off over 90% of point guards in the league. And if he can make that his bread and butter, then, he has an offensive move he can go to. And you can see with Frank, his biggest issue is that he doesn't really know what his go-to move is, or he doesn't really have one. So he's overthinking sometimes on offense. So you give him a go-to move, and he feels like, yo, I can get this done every time I go down the court. I can back up a small guy in the paint and turn and hit that little Kobe fadeaway over him. That's great, because that might give him 8 points a game, which alone is, doubling his production almost from last season. So really encouraged with what I saw from Frank today. Guys, we got a young squad. We got a team. I think you should be excited. Things are looking up. And our last Summer League game. So guys, our last Summer League game is going to be against the Lakers. Well, not last. Let's see how we do. Hopefully we can get to the next round. But against the Lakers on Tuesday, it's going to be at 8:30 p.m. It's going to be on ESPN2. So check that out. Good thing the guys will get a little break now. They get Monday off. Maybe some light training. Get back out there Tuesday. The back-to-back's a bit tough. So I think we're going to be very interesting to see what the last game's like. Because, we won the first game, lost the second game. First game, we saw a lot from Knox, particularly. Robinson was there as well, played pretty well. Dotson and Troy Williams did pretty decent. Second game, we saw way more from Frank. Knox was still pretty active. Mitchell put up better stats, but struggled a bit. So I think the third game with a day off, it's going to be interesting to see if we can get, Knox, Frank, and Mitchell, which I really see as the big three for us in this Summer League roster in terms of guys who are going to be here long-term. Knox is 18, Frank is 19, Mitchell Robinson is 20. So that's a young core right there, right? So let's see how they all perform together on Tuesday, and let's see if they can all put together a good game. Had to try that again. So I'm out. Terry and Trey next. Peace. We'll see you guys soon. All right.